Hey, I'm Kev Kim. Welcome back to rFactor 2 for the season finale of the Tatuus Racing Series. Let's get ready to get underway around Manfeild Circuit Chris Amon from 90, about 20 drivers. For a 20-minute race once again against 89% opponents. Just slightly higher than Hokey. So around this, just to get overtake on the outside, get caught out by our opponents on this opening lap. To go around this, just over 3 kilometres long, 1.88 mile long circuit with 8 corners. We've just been through the splash and that infield, through the hairpin now, onto this straight, then into Higgins. A little look down the inside of someone's run wide. So back up to 19th to go down the back straight towards the final corner. Here's a short that round, and they were doing at best like mid 103s. The race, I think Carlo Pinto did 103.7. The final race, which was the quickest race of that, for all 3 races. So let's talk you through that round it. We saw moves in every corner. I'm not exaggerating. Like first corner, saw some good up and under moves. You see that with the camber around here. You go through into the splash. Oh, tangling wheels, banging wheels. Lots of locking up everywhere. Down this back straight. And into Higgins. Another second gear corner. And now you're trying to hit the apex of it. Normally. And then the final corner, sweeping corner, taking 3rd gear. We actually saw quite a few dives into this corner. Because if you get it slightly wrong, if you get too much on that curve, it slows you down for this front stretch. It slows you down into that first corner. We saw quite a few moves. So that's the lap of this circuit. Chris Amon, named after the late great New Zealand racer. We had Liam Lawson and Igor Frogger race for his trophy as well, given to the winner of the Tatuus Racing Series. And Liam Lawson was leading, but had a very small lead ahead of Frog of just 6 points. Heading into these final 3 races. In the first race, you saw Franco Pinto, the Argentine, grab the pole. The 16-year-old. Off the back of 3 podiums. Last time out, he was definitely full of confidence, but he made a shocking start. He was kind of almost stalled it with the clutch, very slow to drop it. So Fraga with an excellent start from the outside of the front row took the lead with Lawson behind him. And Lawson piled the pressure on a bit, especially on the restart, as he had a heavy crash this race with Emil Denner, Frenchman nursing his left wrist after his crash the last time out. There's also someone wide in front. Like, he just did not see Henning Inquist down this back straight, which we're just about to go on. Tangle with the Swede. Coming up towards this final corner, bringing out the safety car. And at the start, we also saw Greg Saucy, the Swiss racer, racing for a top 5 and some super license points. Like, he went wide in the middle section of the lap. Like through the splash section, and so he dropped to the back of the field. That's a bit of a dive. That is not how you meant to overtake around it. As there's mostly up and under moves. There are quite a few of them. So we're getting very aggressive. should hopefully around what 18, 19, 20 laps, just like last time out. Of Hokey. One of these days I'll say it right. As long as we made up a place, got up to 18. So yeah, Fraga won from Lawson, Carlo Pinto stayed in third. There, they'll kind of collect the Brazilian back on form, who's maybe didn't push on as much as we hoped after Highlands and maybe be part of this top 3 or 4 battle in the championship. But he finished ahead of the American Spike Colbecker with he qualified in the 2nd row. Race 1, dropped back in the race, but still top 5 is best result of the season for the American. A tough season for him, but ended it on the right foot. Of course, doing like the low 102s, high 101s. Man, we've been a bit slow this race so far. So yeah, that's your top 5, and then behind that, there's all yellow flag out. Tony did nick a couple of spots while the yellow flag was out, iRacing style. Watch yourself. So behind that we had a bit of a check in 7th. Luki Tsunoda with another poor qualifying outside the top 10. Only ended up in 9th in the end. Had a Jackson Walls. As in 10th we had the young Dutchman, Van der Helm. So that meant he actually got reverse grid. I know he was 3rd because they did the ball drop of 6th or 8th for the reverse grid pole for the 2nd race. It was actually 8th that got it in the end. And so Petrarca on the front row alongside Lucas Pettersson, the Swede, who ended the season on a high note with 3 top 10 finishes after a very up and down campaign. We're here to American Indy Pro 2000 series. Going to do well. That testing begins very shortly for him. The season starts next month. And then just outside the top 10 you've got Edo Cody finished and then with all 3 races to the Israeli. And then Rasmussen finished in 12th in all 3 races as well, so very consistent showing for them. The Emerson Delhi, who ended the season poorly, just did not hook it up. Like Joel's Motorsport were weak round there compared to everyone else. Like Kiwi Motorsport stepped it up. Led by Carlo Pinto. M2 Motorsports of course up there with Fraga and Lawson. And Entec as well. But yeah, Giles Motorsport were on the back foot compared to everyone else. But they did have the legend Ken Smith in his 49th run-in of the Zealand Grand Prix. 79-year-old racing and finished 17th, 19th. He retired early in his 2nd race due to some issues with the car, and then 15th in the final race. Only like a 2nd off the pace, which considering his age and everything is pretty damn decent. But a legend of New Zealand Motorsports, multiple winner of the New Zealand Grand Prix. Still races in the Formula 5000 series as well. Still winning championships. I wish I'd be doing that in my 70s. But yeah, in the 2nd race, probably the best race of the season. Because it was so crazy. You had multiple safety cars. Actually, I'm thinking of the final race actually of the season where you have all the safety cars, but you just had lots of passing, crazy amount of passing, like Sonoda, Pinto especially was fantastic, the Argentinian to get second place behind the young Dutchman. Van der Helm winning at 16 in only his 8th Toyota Racing Series race. With a superb drive, like he got into the lead and held it ahead of Pinto. He went into that lead, like halved it in the final few laps, but he's still 1.7 back. The Dutchman by the end. As ran out of the podium was Peter Batarczyk, chasing the top 5 in the championship with Gregor Saucy down the order. There's a good send. Someone wide in front. So yeah, another new winner for Toyota Racing Series, and there's lots of great passing. You saw Fraga in 4th. As he made a couple of aggressive moves, particularly on Carl Colette in the battle for 4th. His fellow Brazilian almost shoved him off through the hairpin, and that cost the Brazilian quite a few places, so he ended up in 6th in the end. Had a Luki Sonoda, who once again made some nice moves up to 7th in the order. Ran out of top 5 was Liam Lawson. Just could not get past Fraga. And that's he dropping back towards Colette. Just like in the final race of the season, the 65th running of the Zealand Grand Prix. That's what you're doing, car. Get off the grass. For God's sake. Like, if you touch the grass, nothing you can do. I just demonstrated what happened to Henning Enquist in the final race of the season. As the Swede went off early on at that corner, did exactly that. Was locked up early on, being out the first safety car. And then we had Denner go off. And then a wretched weekend for the Frenchman. Like, after his victory, just did not push on. He actually regressed, really, did Denner. And an awkward couple of last rounds of the season. And then finally we had Van der Helm go off for the 3rd safety car. So in the 35 of that race, in the first half of the race, we had 3 safety cars. But then in the second half it settled down, and Fraga, who managed to grab the pole despite a tremendous amount of pressure from Liam Lawson, who qualified in the 2nd row, but got a decent start. Was behind Cal Colette, then overtook him just before the 1st safety car. Then on the restarts he put Fraga under an enormous amount of pressure, but Fraga was just too consistent for him, and in the end the Brazilian, comfortable enough victory for him. As in the end, Lawson, I don't know if he suffered like mechanical issue, but he lost out on the back stretch to Pinto, who finished 2nd again. Definitely was the man of the weekend alongside Fraga. As it was South American 1-2. there we go, that time's getting much better now. Hopefully we'll not finish last. Make a nice dive hit. I meant nice dive, as in get through cleanly. But on the last. And then yeah, Lawson rounded out the podium. He was distraught after the race. Like, last heat, just like this, he had a tight lead going into the final round of the season, but against Marcus Armstrong won the first race, but then Lawson was ahead of him in a second, and in the third race as well to win the title. This time around, there was a 2-point gap heading into the final race. It was winner take all, and Fraga held on and won it all, and he was tearful celebrating. So was his dad, who travels the world with him now. And I think heading into the weekend, you would have backed Lawson 100% maybe. That's why how strong and consistent Fraga has been. But man, Lawson just didn't have enough with Fraga pace-wise. He's just a 10th or 2 better than Lawson. Same for Carlo Pinto as well. Even though the quickest man for the weekend did win a race, but 3 podiums to end up 3rd in the championship. And man, if he, like from the halfway point of the season where he won at Hampton Downs, he was right there with the top 2. Like pace-wise, results-wise. So imagine if he actually turned it on the first half of the season as well, got more podiums and backed up that prodigious pace. But what an outing for the Spanish F4 champion, the 16-year-old. No doubt we're going to see lots more of him in the future. Like him, Lawson and Fraga were definitely the top 3 in the Turbo Racing Series and finished where they probably deserve to be. But behind now we had Yuki Tsunoda 4th in the championship, finishing 6th in the final race with some nice moves. Very aggressive one on Gregor Saucy as well, which maybe affected his pace late in the race as they touched wheels and Saucy dropped down a couple of places. The 9th in the end, his best result on the weekend, but it meant he dropped out the top 5 in the championship and not getting a supervising point for the Swiss driver, as old Peter finished 5th in the championship thanks to another 5th place finish in the race. And Carl Cadet in 4th, he was chasing down Lawson in his last couple of laps, just couldn't make a move. Zealand, the Kiwi, finished on the podium, the Zealand Grand Prix. Yeah, lots of talking was to that final race, and Oda said made some nice moves and then maybe damaged his car, and he was actually getting caught by Spike Colbeck. Becker had to hold off the American for the last few laps of that race, as the American finished 7th. Strong end to the season. Jackson Walls in 8th, finished 10th, 9th, 8th. Did the Aussie in those final few races, finished 10th in the championship in the end. Definitely has pace, that kid, but so the last time just needs to wrap it all together into a much more cohesive package to maybe challenge right up there. And that's in his 2nd season in this as well in the Turbo Racing Series. Like, he finished 12th last year and his 10th this year. Before Petite check, like he finished 11th last year in his rookie year. Finished in the top 5 this year. That's a great move up from the 17-year-old. Great improvement from year to year. So Gregor Saucy 6th in the end for the Swiss driver. A bit very disappointing end to a decent season up till then. It was very consistent in the first half of the season, just didn't quite match it in the second half though. Took in the final 2 rounds. So There we go, side by side. Make up another place here. They're down the inside line, why are you turning in on us? Ran out of top 10 was Lucas Pettersson. Ended up 12th in the championship behind Ollie Rasmussen. Neil Cohn was 9th in the championship after his another 11th place finish. Then Liam Sendetti, 13th. Final race of the season. He did some mighty battling throughout the whole of the race. But rather disappointing for the German, ended up 8th in the championship. And considering the way he started the year with 2 podiums in Highlands, a bit disappointing to see. And the German F4 champion. Yeah, we're just sending it on these last couple of laps. Now outside the top 10 behind Rasmussen and Pettersson, you've got Spike Culpepper. You've got Van der Helm, despite competing only 9 races. He's ahead of Denner, who... And so the 17-year-old just disappeared off a cliff as we end up 17th in the end. Got Rie Andrade, who had issues in the final race. Just like we have. And then you got Henning Enquist, who again had issues in that final race. Axel Nose. Then Jose Blanco, Chelsea Herbert, and Ken Smith, the legend. So 21 drivers classified and competed in the Turbo Racing Series. And in the end, Igor Fraga was at top. I was very happy to see that. Probably, personally, I'll go for Fraga over Lawson, but you can understand that I may have been, or the home contingent, very disappointed seeing Lawson not win out. As can we get out of it? Try and do some donuts. No, we'll do some gravel donuts. There you go. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Toyota Racing Series. Our races in the FT-60. I might do one more of these in this car on another venue because I have quite enjoyed this car. It's been nice going back to rFactor 2. Like, this is one time I probably need to start playing a lot more to get my head around it. I definitely do not understand it enough to be quick in it at the moment, but you know, I'm definitely more akin to iRacing, which I play the most, and in like Automobilista and like WRC8, for example. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed these races in the FT-60, and I hope you enjoyed the Toyota Racing Series of 2020. It started off quite slow in Highlands with the new car, but definitely picked up into Tonga, then Hampton Parts, the Pokahoki, and then Manfeild. Especially that second race was superb. And the fears about this new car perhaps not boosting the best racing, I think they were kind of realised in some races, but then we had some crackers as well. So very up and down championship maybe entertainment wise, but in the end I think the last 3 rounds of the season especially were superb. So yeah, it's been good fun as well racing around these tracks and discovering new circuits as well, and discovering a couple drivers to look out for in the future, such as Fraga, Lawson, Colapinto, Sonoda. You'll probably be a bit disappointed with how you went, but you still got super nice points, finishing 4th in the championship. Batajcek as well, Colette as well, Kyle Colette, the Renault Junior, and maybe like Jackson Walls if you can get it. Lucas Pettersson racing in America, along with Spike Culpepper, who'll be racing the American F4 Series this year. And so definitely a couple of names to look out for. And Van der Helm, supported by MP Motorsport too, the 16-year-old, and Denner, the 70-year-old Frenchman who won that fantastic race in Tonga. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.